Hello everyone, and welcome to this first video about writing better scene description. Now you've probably seen, you might have seen another video by the screenwriter John August, and this is pretty much my response to that, my version of that video, which is awesome. Go check it out if you haven't. But I thought I'd run through how I would improve a scene, and what we have here is an example scene that I've just put together very, very quickly, and we're going to just edit this on the spot, and we're going to see how we can improve the description. Maybe even a little bit of the dialogue too. We'll see how we feel. But let's start with this first. So it's an exterior road day. A policeman walks into a shop. He approaches the shopkeeper. Policeman, have you seen this man? The policeman shows a picture of a boy. Okay, I'm sorry. This one should be boy. Right, a picture of a boy. The shopkeeper squints. I don't know who this is. Are you sure? Yes. Look again. The shopkeeper does. No, don't recognize him. The policeman eyes the shopkeeper, then passes him his card. If you do, make sure you contact me immediately. He could be dangerous. The shopkeeper nods. The policeman leaves. So pretty basic scene here. We don't really have too much of a conflict, and we don't really have any kind of like moments in this scene that we might want to emphasize. So let's see whether we can improve some of the opening of this scene. So starting with a policeman walks into a shop. For me, I would try to make this a little bit more visual audio, so or using audio. So perhaps we will have a sound effect. Bling. The shopkeeper. So caps, because it's the first time. 45 with a handlebar mustache turns to the door. Through the door, a policeman walks in. He's in his mid-30s, tall, with a muscular build. He approaches the shopkeeper. Okay, so we have a little bit of something going on here. So we have a bling. Obviously, this is implied to be a sound effect. I don't think we need to go too much detailed, or we could just say a bell rings. Right, the shopkeeper, 45, with a handlebar mustache, turns to the door. So in terms of shots, like we're focused on the shopkeeper at the moment. Each kind of line for me, and it took me a long time to learn this, is a shot. So it's something that a director or a producer could break down. And so this for me is one shot. A bell rings, it's a sound effect, shopkeeper turns to the door. And then we cut to a new shot, so there's a new paragraph. Through the door, a policeman walks in. He's in his mid-30s, tall, with a muscular build. Okay, that's pretty normal. I mean, I might want to shape this up. So a policeman, 30s, with a baton in his hand, walks in, right? 30s, tall, and walks in. Okay, he approaches the shopkeeper. Maybe you want to like change the adjectives here. So statuesque. Walks in. Yeah, so you can see pretty much see my process right now. It's a little bit haphazard, but I'm just experimenting. I'm seeing how it reads. So through the door, a policeman, 30s, tall and statuesque, walks in. He strides up to the shopkeeper, right? So I'm trying to use different words to imply his emotional state and the way in which he was walking. I'm not really telling the actor how to do things, but I think with the word strides, it pretty much tells you what you need to know. So even here I can see like through the door, please walk towards to that. We can delete this, strides up to the shopkeeper. So yeah, it's a little bit better. I might want to put his eyes widen, right? So we have a bell rings, the shopkeeper, 45, with a handlebar mustache, turns to the door. His eyes widen. Through the door, a policeman, 30s, tall and statuesque, strides up to the shopkeeper. So yeah, a little bit better than what we had. Policeman, have you seen this boy? Policeman shows a picture of a boy. So here we're not really sure how. We don't need to go over the top too. So the policeman reaches into his pocket and brings up a Polaroid of a young boy. And here I would probably want to, we have a reaction shot. Basically the shopkeeper needs to see it. So the shopkeeper sees it. studies the boy's features, squints with dismay. Okay. I oftentimes use ... I like it because, you know, for me, scripts don't necessarily have to be boring in the way you write the prose. You can be, it has some element of suspense. The whole idea here is that you're trying to create an experience for the reader that gives them a feel of the mood of the piece and how it kind of will play out in visuals. So, you know, sometimes I put ... not too many though. I don't want to annoy the reader. So the shop keeper sees it, studies the boy's features, and squints in dismay. Squints with dismay. Yeah. I don't know who this is. Are you sure? Yes. Look again. Shopkeeper does. So for me, this is, you know, even though it's a short scene, I might want to make a moment of this. Obviously, the policeman here, we are implying that he's probably a little, you know, pressed for time. The shopkeeper, you know, is trying to pressurize him into recognizing this person, this boy. So let's make it a moment, right? So I don't know who this is. A moment, right? You can literally say it if you want to. The policeman's jaw hardens, right? So we have a visual. Something's going on. Are you sure? Yes. The policeman edges closer, you know, lifting the picture to the shopkeeper's eye level. Okay, beat, right? So sometimes beats are also, you know, a mechanism that you can use in your scripts. It's just to imply an emotional beat here. I would, though, probably bookend it with saying Bookman edges closer, lifting the picture to the shopkeeper's eye level, beat in the shopkeeper seems to pale, right? So I would remove this here. You can see me reordering things now. Shopkeeper glances at the picture, then policeman again breathes, right? No, I don't recognize him. So I'm adding a little bit of dialogue here. I'm just adding that there's a little bit of a stutter, there's a little bit of a moment in terms of him hesitating and him feeling a little bit more pressure, right? In fact, if I wanted to emphasize this, I could just say, to eye level, the policeman's eyes are daggers, right? So I'm giving you just a visual of like what that action would be like, and a feel of how it will play out. So here we got this picture, then the policeman again breathes. No, I'm not. I don't recognize him. The policeman eyes the shopkeeper, then passes him his card. So we can just, you know, add a little bit here. The policeman waits, eyes the shopkeeper suspiciously, then stuffs the picture back into his pocket. Swiftly, he passes him his contact card. If you do, make sure you contact me immediately. It could be dangerous. No, he nods, the policeman leaves. So he nods, swallows. The policeman turns around and walks swiftly to the door. Gone. So you can see I've also have a little bit of repetition here. This is really editing as well. Policeman waits, eyes the shopkeeper suspiciously, then stuffs the picture back in his pocket. He quickly passes him his contact card. If you do, make sure you contact me immediately. He could be dangerous. Shopkeeper nods, swallows. The truth. So sometimes I also will play with little questions, or I will play with the idea of what he's thinking a little bit. I know this is, you know, sometimes is a no-no, and I don't use it a lot, but I do want to imply that this is a moment where he's seriously contemplating, you know, is this the truth or is this a lie? The shopkeeper nods, swallows. Okay, the truth. It'll have to be. This one now. Okay. Policeman turns turns around and walks swiftly to the door. Bling, gone. Right, so let's reread this and see how it reads. Exterior road day. Oh, in fact, this is probably shop day. Right, okay. Would really make sense if it was exterior. So a bell rings. The shopkeeper 45 with a handlebar mustache turns to the door. His eyes widen. Through the door, a policeman 30s, tall and statuesque, strides up to the shopkeeper. Have you seen this boy? The policeman reaches into his pocket and brings up a Polaroid of a young boy. The shopkeeper sees it. And to be honest, we could have a young boy around 7 years old. Okay. Shopkeeper sees it, studies the boy's features, and squints with dismay. I don't know who that is. A moment. The policeman's jaw hardens. Are you sure? The policeman edges closer, lifting the picture to the shopkeeper's level. The policeman's eyes are daggers. Look again. The shopkeeper glances at the picture. Then the policeman breathes. No, I don't recognize him. The policeman waits, eyes the shopkeeper suspiciously, then stuffs the picture back into his pocket. He quickly passes him his contact card. If you do, make sure you contact me immediately. It could be dangerous. The shopkeeper nods, swallows. The truth? It is for now. The policeman turns around and walks swiftly to the door. Bling, gone. So this one doesn't really have the exuberance of a exclamation mark, which I also use sparingly in my scripts. But it gives you a different feeling now. Now the bling has a slight more intensity to it than we had at the beginning, where we didn't know what was going on. So no, it's a little bit more, but you can see that you would probably add some flavor to this, and it's a little bit more interesting to read for a reader. And I'll probably go back and edit this some more and make it a little bit more clear cut. Maybe cut out some of the prose here and try to make it flow in terms of dialogue. But yeah, it's a little bit more interesting. There are more moments here. There's something for an actor to act, and in terms of story, there's subtext weaved into the prose between the dialogue. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please smash the like button and subscribe if you like this tutorial, and I'll do a few more, and hopefully you'll find them useful in your writing process. Thank you.